Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about David, a 15-year-old high school sophomore recovering from a mild brain injury. So, David got a mild TBI during a soccer game where he collided with another player, fell, and hit his head on the ground. His CT scans were clear, but pretty quickly he started noticing changes in his thinking. He reported feeling foggy, mentally tired, and slower than usual, especially later in the day. David is a highly motivated, academically strong student with no significant medical history other than seasonal allergies. Prior to his injury, he was an AB honor roll student and active on the varsity soccer team. However, his teachers reported that he was losing focus during longer tasks and taking extra time to process directions and struggling to keep up with assignments after his injury. Since outpatient rehab wasn't accessible for his family, the school SOP, that's me, began supporting him through his IEP team. When I evaluated him, I used the pediatric test of brain injury and the TOF2 along with classroom observations. Overall, his profile matches what we typically see after a mild TBI. His attention was pretty strong for short, straightforward tasks, but once activities got longer or more complex, his focus would fade. Working memory was also a challenge for him. He could follow directions, but he didn't always hold on to details unless I repeated or paired them with visuals. Word finding was mildly reduced. He was accurate but slow, and he relied on fillers when he couldn't retrieve a word quickly. His pragmatic skills, comprehension, hearing, and vision were all within normal limits. Emotionally, he's self aware and really motivated, but he gets frustrated when things feel harder than they used to for him. So, using the planning intervention evaluation model, the first step was figuring out what areas were most interfering his school life. For David, it was definitely his selective and sustained attention and working memory. These pieces were showing up across almost every class. Then the team and I started to look at strategies that would realistically work for him. The team selected the body alert strategy to address attention regulation. This strategy teaches students to quickly check in with their body, adjust their posture, take a breath, activate their body, and refocus. It's brief, portable, and can be used independently across settings, fitting David's school day demands. To support his working memory, we paired that internal cognitive strategy with external cognitive supports. The first was a digital planner so that he has one consistent place to track assignments, deadlines, and tests. The other was guided notes during lectures so he didn't have to juggle listening, processing, and writing all at once. Both of these were built into his IEP, and his homeroom teacher was designated to monitor their use. So in therapy, we started the body alert strategy. With the body alert strategy, I modeled the steps and walked him through them one by one. We used visuals and short guided practice and real schoolwork to make it meaningful. Then, as he became more comfortable, I faded the cues, first the verbal ones, then the visual reminders. Once he had the routine down and was becoming more independent, in the speech room, we moved into new spaces, such as the library, the study hall, and eventually into real-time classroom instruction. I also had him start using the strategy at home during his homework time to promote generalization and carryover. We also gradually increased his task length. We began at 5 to 7 minute tasks to 10 to 12-minute tasks, then to full classroom periods. Throughout all of this, his homeroom teacher monitored his digital planner entries and guided notes, giving us an ongoing picture of how his supports were working across the day. The progress was really encouraging. After 4 sessions, his independent use of the body alert steps went from 55% at baseline to 90% with almost no prompting. His teachers reported fewer redirections, better follow through during classwork, and that he was consistently using his planner and guided notes. David also said that he felt a difference. He reported feeling clearer, more alert, and able to catch himself when his mind was wandering. He also talked about having less end of the day fatigue because he was using his strategy earlier instead of letting his attention decline completely. On his goal attainment scale, he fell in the +1 range, which means he performed above the expected outcome. He was using the strategy across multiple academic contexts and initiating it independently. So, moving forward, the plan is to shift him into a maintenance phase. We'll continuing to monitor him in an indirect capacity, where we'll monthly check in with him to monitor continued cognitive strategy use. Given his motivation, family support, and the progress he's already made, his prognosis continues to look excellent. And that's David's case. He's made great strides with attention regulation and self monitoring, and pairing an internal cognitive strategy with strong external cognitive supports has really helped him to re engage with school in a meaningful way.